Hey everyone, this is a very short video. It's one of my Marcel Linden videos, but I guess you know that based upon the label of the video. This is about someone named Jørgen Sandemose. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Could be Jørgen Sandemose. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming I'm pronouncing this Norwegian philosopher's name as I imagine it would be pronounced in German. That's probably, or could be, incorrect. The Norwegian philosopher Jørgen Sandemose, born in 1945, who incorporated the insights of, among others, Tony Cliff, Rita DiLeo, and Hillel Tickton in his writings, worked in his own theory of state capitalism from the 1970s onwards. This theory was first systematically presented in his book, State, Religion, Economy, which demonstrated an ambitious general analysis of diverse, quote, capitalist forms, end quote. Sandemose endorsed Cliff's thesis that the Soviet Union constituted, quote, one big capital, end quote. But Sandemose did not share Cliff's idea that this capital, considered in isolation, was, quote, one big factory, end quote. To the contrary, Jørgen Sandemose argued that the real subsumption of labor under capital had never succeeded in the USSR. There was only a formal subsumption. To the contrary, Jørgen Sandemose argued that the real subsumption of labor under capital had never succeeded in the USSR. There was only a formal subsumption. Footnote, Sandemose, 2002. See also Mohan's theory, discussed in Chapter 6. End footnote. Soviet capital showed some characteristics as the manufactories described by Marx, in which, quote, the organization of the social labor process is, a combination of specialized workers, end quote. In both cases, quote, the workers had a very great autonomy and capital is constantly compelled to wrestle with the subordination of the workers, end quote. Because most means of production within the Soviet Union were not tradable commodities, unlike consumer goods, Sandemose treats the total surplus value as being equal to the state income from the turnover tax on the means of consumption. Raya Dunayevskaya also made a big thing out of this turnover tax. Next, Jørgen Sandemose attempts to render plausible, using economic reproduction schemes, that the manufacturing character of Soviet capital only permitted, quote, absolute surplus value, end quote, and thus reached an inevitable limit, while any transition to real subsumption appeared impossible, both because productive investments would reduce the size of the working class and cause a falling rate of profit, and because the inherent position of power of the working class prevented such a development. It seemed that the growth of the arms industry as a, quote, non-reproductive, end quote, sector could provide a way out for some time, but this ultimately also failed to prevent the terminal crisis of the system. The end. Thank you for listening.